What's up, dudes? Max here, and welcome back to the Final Fantasy Dissidia NT character breakdowns. Thanks to the folks over at Square Enix, we're going to be breaking down several characters up into the game's launch on January 30th. Today I'd like to focus on the main character of my second favorite RPG of all time, Final Fantasy Tactics, and of course, we're talking about RAMZA.
What stokes the fires of this conflict?
RAMZA isn't nearly as straightforward as many of the characters in Final Fantasy Dissidia NT, which is kind of similar to Final Fantasy Tactics as an RPG. He takes a little bit of nuance and understanding to get good with him, much to the point of which you even have an understanding of how his basic functions actually work. This is because RAMZA is entirely dependent around his EX skill. At any point, you can activate Focus, which is RAMZA's inherent EX skill, or just the triangle button by itself. Once you've gained Focus, you're able to go into two different states. The first one is called Shout, which enhances your character greatly by double tapping the EX skill button, or hold down the button for Galvanize, which gives enhancements to your party members. Making sure that Shout is active on yourself or Galvanize on your team is one of the most critical aspects of using RAMZA. Shout gives you a triple jump, more movement speed, and heavily enhances all of RAMZA's brave attacks, while Galvanize modifies all of your team members' attack power, defense power, movement speed, and bravery points per second. Shout is really good, but it's really up to you how much you want to be a team player if you're using RAMZA. Now, let's talk about his bravery attacks and how they change. RAMZA's neutral ground brave attack and neutral aerial brave attack are double slash and cross slash. Normally this is RAMZA's go-to two-hit strike attack that essentially starts combos and goes for wall splats. However, by itself, it's really not that good. The range is rather weak and it doesn't do much damage. But when it's enhanced with Shout, both do more damage, which most bravery attacks will, in which double slash will do much more damage on the ground, and cross slash launches for a much bigger distance, setting up for wall rushes. Performing towards with the brave attack on the ground or in the air will give you rush or aerial rush. Normally, this move is a lot better than the two-hit combo we just mentioned before, and allows RAMZA to close the gap and get in on the opponent. You'll start noticing that all these Shout-enhanced moves are dramatically better than his regular attacks, further solidifying that this character constantly needs to focus on this. Perform away with the bravery attack, and RAMZA will do a rock throw, which was the most basic of Squire attacks from the game he was from. But believe it or not, without even a Shout enhanced, this move is not that bad. It comes out fairly fast and doesn't cover a great distance, but does set up for pretty good damage, if not juggle opportunities. You can also hold it down to throw the projectile even further. However, when enhanced with Shout, it turns into a bullet attack that covers a huge amount of distance, can actually hit multiple targets in one go, and is probably one of his best moves. Ultima is performed in the air using Away and the Bravery attack, and is another projectile-based special that has okay range. When it lands, it creates a sphere that has a small blast radius, but when enhanced with Shout, the blast radius is much bigger and does significantly more damage. Press the Bravery attack while dashing and you'll get Sword Flash. However, in all honesty, this might be one of RAMZA's weakest moves. Only when enhanced with Shout does it actually become good, and is even enhanced with a projectile that shoots out the front, which quickly makes it one of RAMZA's best approaching moves if enhanced with Shout. Now let's talk about doing damage with some HP attacks. Triple Break is probably RAMZA's most unique HP attack. It's a 3-hit combo, but each hit has a different effect on the opponent. The first one removes 10% defense, the second rends the attack minus 10%, and then at the end on the third hit, it's minus 5% movement speed. It's easily one of the best HP attacks you can use if you know it's not going to kill the opponent. Shockwave is also a personal favorite HP attack, but it's a huge long projectile that covers a giant amount of space in one specific direction. Shockwave is also pretty good from jumping distance, as it covers much more space than you would think on the lower end. RAMZA's go-to projectile HP attack is Holy. Has a decent amount of startup time, a fairly decent blast radius, but doesn't really excel or is weak in any regard. It's there for a reason and for composition if you know it's going to work for your team. RAMZA's final HP attack is easily one of the most flashy, and it's the Chi-Ri Jiriden. Named after the final katana and attack you receive in Final Fantasy Tactics, this HP attack has a giant damaging range right around RAMZA and can also hit multiple targets. If you want to finish him off, this is easily the way to go.
is the nectar of victory.
That about does it for RAMZA. Thank you dudes a ton for watching. We'll also be back with more Final Fantasy Dissidia NT character breakdowns leading up to the release of the game on January 30th. We got 4 more to go, so of course I want to do the ones you guys want to see the most. Leave me a comment down below which character you'd like to see me tackle. The only one we're excluded from doing so is Noctis, but everyone else should be fair game. As always guys, thank you a ton for watching. Appreciate the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.